Hello, and welcome back to this cacao series. Not just cacao, but all things nourishment. We are talking a lot about the plant medicine, but also culture and building greater awareness, being more curious about what we consume, specifically cacao, and using cacao as a sort of metaphor. In this series, I also want to explore mindfulness practices, not ceremonial cacao, and I'll get into that in another episode, because there is no such thing as ceremonial cacao. I guess I'll just give that teaser. That's not an industrial regulated term. It's a marketing, wellness, white term used to talk about a practice that in indigenous times, and possibly now still, but not, it's not regulated. This is why I want to save it for another episode. So in this episode, I want to take a break from some of the anthropological, linguistic things that we've been talking about, from culture to the word itself of cacao, and how that has changed linguistically and socially and all these things. So in this episode, I want us to be able to pause and do a journaling exercise, a nourishment exercise. If you're driving, if you're in your cubicle office, if you're not in the privacy, in your own kind of privacy bubble, safe space, then do what you can or pause. And if it feels good to write notes, or even just as you listen to me speak these words, start to see what comes up for you. So I really want this to just be you receiving, not thinking about a lot of things, not having to interpret. This is more about your own curiosity and awareness and what's going on inside you. So the big question that I want us to start with is, what are you nourishing? And those are 4 words, but as we dissect and internalize and digest and swallow, and well, maybe first swallow and then digest, but as we start to piece it together, what does that even mean, the word what? So we're specifying a specific thing, or it can be multiple things. R is another sense of, I promised I wasn't going to get too much into linguistics, but, and people who are way more experts in grammar, don't come for me, but the word R, A-R-E, is part of the word be, B-E. So being, the sense of being, which is not the same as doing. It's an embodiment. It's a form of just living. And living isn't just one thing. So what are you? And who are you? How are you identifying yourself? How are you feeling with yourself? And what are you nourishing? So what does it mean to nourish? Does that mean physical, emotional, mental, financial, spiritual? Does it mean to tend to something, to push towards something, strive? Does it mean to put boundaries? So I'm going to repeat the question again and just observe. I know I've kind of thrown some things out there, and maybe some of it resonates, maybe some of it doesn't, but all of this is in an effort to get you to get curious and engaged with yourself, first and foremost. So, what are you nourishing? What are you nourishing? And if we emphasize the different words, what are you nourishing? What are you nourishing? What are you nourishing? And see how each emphasis lands in your body and what immediately comes up in your heart, in your mind, in your nervous system. For me, what immediately came up when I emphasized the last word, nourishing, I got a bit of a tingle in my heart, in my chest area, and there was this sense of opening. Not to say that everybody is going to have a physical experience, but just noticing. So what does it mean to nourish yourself versus to fuel yourself, to push, to extend, to support? You know, because words matter. There's this quote I saw somewhere that words are spells. Because we literally have to spell the words, but also there's this magic happening. Because we're choosing specific words, we're choosing specific meanings behind words in order to convey, in order to get clear with ourselves and potentially others. So once you feel what you're feeling, because sometimes we're in denial with what we're feeling, and sometimes it's quite scary and uncomfortable to go into the places that really we need to go to. It's kind of like, I don't know, cleaning your house or apartment or studio, wherever you live. And, you know, I really don't want to clean the oven, or I really don't like cleaning the bathtub or the microwave or whatever it is. But it's like, I know I have to do it because it gets to a point where it's undeniable. It's unavoidable. So just noticing and observing what has come up, what specifically is happening in your life right now that requires different types of attention, intention. How are you being? So going with that word are, how are you embodying? What types of energy and what types of effort and awareness do you need to bring to these different whats, these different people and places and things? Do you feel like yourself right now when we look at the word you? What are you? What does you even mean? How do you know that you're lost? How do you know that you are detouring from your center, from your sense of self and purpose and groundedness and prosperity and passion? And what does nourishment mean in this season time of your life right now? Because each season, each phase will require different things. Is it something completely different that maybe you've not even tried before, or you weren't sure that it was going to nourish you? But maybe it's time to try that thing, to do that thing, to say the thing to the person, to be a different way. Or maybe it's something you haven't done in a long time and you need to do it. You need to go on that trip. You need to say that thing to your boss, to your friend, your partner, family member, to yourself. Maybe you have to eat a certain thing. Hint, hint, cacao. No, I'm just kidding. You have to really nourish in a part of yourself. Have the mac and cheese, have the cereal, have the toast and the burger and the deep nourishment that some foods or smells or environments can give you. So what are you nourishing? And for me, this is a question that I always come back to, even if it looks like it's in different ways. Like, what do I need in my life right now? Or what am I tired of? Or what should I be doing? I think all these different iterations come from this sense of curiousness, this sense of questioning nourishment, questioning ourselves at any point in time. Because what may be true in one phase of our lives won't be always true. I mean, there are through lines. I truly believe there's a foundational piece. There's a core piece to each and every one of us. Like for me, autonomy has been the thing. I mean, maybe I haven't always been in business in a specific way, but I've always needed my own creative freedom and my own kind of flexibility to do jobs, to leave jobs. And that for me is how I've defined autonomy, is I get to choose where I work, when I work, even if it is as a contractor or consultant, or now a cacao blend maker. And that's a through line for me. That's a core value, a foundational piece. It's looked differently in different ways and in different seasons of my life. And in sometimes I'm not always able to be as autonomous as I'd like, because I have to sustain in a contract or hold the ground for myself in a job. And maybe that job isn't giving me the autonomy I'd like, but I know that it is affording me, it is giving me access to autonomy in other ways, like money, like benefits, like connections, honing skills, and so forth. So, thinking about what has always been true for you, whether those are people, places, things, foods, music, books, shows, music, animals, plants. I mean, the list goes on. And as you see the practices, the things that have always anchored you or have challenged you, so things that maybe haven't nourished you, have depleted you, and that's another way to get information. I'm noticing that I'm shrinking inside myself because in this sort of interaction with this person or in this environment, I don't feel nourished. I don't feel supported. I don't feel alive. I don't feel energized. I'm losing my sense of feeling and sense of self. So all of that is information. And it's so key when making decisions, when trying to live our lives and pivot and adjust. Because I think all of our decisions, whether they're financial, mental, emotional, whatever, everything is connected, and it all comes back to nourishment. Why? Because if we are a plant, an animal, which we are, then we need things, period. Not out of selfishness or because we deserve. They're just needs. And these needs are what fuel us. We all need air to breathe. We all need water. We all need movement. We all need connection and to feel seen and heard. And the amount for all these different things will vary because we're all different. And as life goes on for us as individuals, the dial, the amount is going to change. But knowing what we need, knowing what will sustain us, support us, nourish us, who we are being, who we have been, who we are becoming, and what has nourished that person, each phase of ourselves, every step of the way. And what are we placing our intention, attention to, for, with? So I'm going to wrap up this episode because all I wanted was for you to receive and sit and simmer and digest this. What are you nourishing? What are you nourishing? What are you nourishing? What are you nourishing? Take care. Be well. I will see you all next time.